Welcome back to the Board of Wisdom. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 AI use cases that I'm implementing to scale my business to $1 million a year net profit as a solo consultant, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, with weekends off. Let's have some fun. Now, one of the biggest things with AI is that it's a big waste of time. So, out of hundreds of people that I know personally, that I advise, that I work with, even AI experts who use AI daily, a lot of them are using it, but they're wasting their time. And very few people actually know how to use AI to increase one of the most important metrics in their business, which is cash collected, like what's happening in the bank behind the scenes. So here I'm going to show you how I'm using AI to increase the cash collected, to make my work much faster, much simpler, make more money, save more time, have more fun. So we're going to talk about performance and productivity, client success, content and leads, research and development, offers and revenue, everything. I'm not going to leave anything behind the scenes until you pay me $20,000 to work with me. But if you want to pay me $20,000 to work with me, well, I don't mind. Anyway, let's start with performance and productivity because it's the biggest one. See, as a coach, as a creator, as a consultant, you're not a coach, you're not a creator, you're not a consultant. And that's a big caveat. Like when I start working with people a lot of times, they come from the background of thinking that they're a coach, they're a creator, they're a consultant. You're not. You're a business owner. A business owner who runs a proper business with proper financials and proper numbers and proper balance sheets, and you have to pay taxes. And if you're not paying taxes right now, you'll have to pay taxes at a certain income level. You run a proper business, okay? Now, as you run a proper business, you can't really spend your time like a hobbyist, like a freelancer, or like a beginner coach or consultant. You have to manage your time properly. You have to know which tasks to focus on, what to do, when to do it, or you're gonna be like me over here. Here, I was broke and busy. Here, I was making a bit more money, but still I had too many things, too many meetings. Like the green space over here that you see, people could book whenever they needed in the green space, those green lines over here. And I wasn't making a shit ton of money. Right now, I'm making some of the most amount of money that I've ever made. And I'm working the least that I've ever worked, and things flow perfectly within my business simply because I understand that what I focus on is more important than how much I focus and how much I work. Cool. And for me to be able to find what to focus on, I built those tools with AI. So the first tool actually is this. I'm going to start with the later because they work in tangent. The Pulse engine is basically an app. One second, let me see if I have it open over here that I could show you because I was working on it a little bit today. Yeah, I have it actually open over here. This is a sample, by the way, just so you could see. I don't know if you can even see it. Let's do this. Let's try. Because I really want to show you everything behind the scenes. Like, I don't want to keep anything away from you. Oh, awesome. So this is how it looks like. You can't see the entire picture, but you can get an idea. It's like I understand everything with my business. It tracks everything from cash to views, like even over here. It tracks everything from email list subscribers to YouTube subscribers to views to how much we're spending on ads to how many offers we've made to the customers that we have in our business. And by the way, this I'm using Lovable to build it. It's super cheap. It's very simple to do. But by doing this is kind of my business intelligence tool that allows me to track the numbers in my business. Because if I don't track the numbers in my business, I'm blind. I cannot improve what's not measured. I track my calories, and this is why I have a pretty great body. I track my training, and this is why I have the body that I have. I track my finances. This is why I have very good finances. Same thing in the business. And this was built it took me 20 minutes with AI. Once you know what you want, it's super simple to build it. And even for my clients, I just give them login access to the same app, private login access. No one has access to it other than them. because really it's the simplest in the world. Like some people use Google Sheets, some people, I don't like all of those. Even like within my app, I created a notes section and a hooks section. So hooks, for example, you can get 3 hooks for the day to create any piece of content that you want to create. So it's really cool. It makes things easier. You can see the business, you can understand what's happening in the business. From there, once you can read the numbers of the business, then I have the game plan tool. By the way, the game plan tool, anyone could buy it. It's literally down below. It's $17. The game plan tool has been built rather, like one time I was quoted, I'm going to say a number, it might shock you, but this is a normal number in my opinion. I was quoted $20,000 for sessions with someone. His name is Steve. His last name, I'm going to leave it private because he's very well known. To help me understand what's broken in my business, to help me see what's happening within my business. And then I was like, that's too much. He's very valuable, I do get it, but that's too much to pay for that. So what I created is the game plan skill. The game plan skill analyzes your entire business. It's with Claude, okay? You can buy it down below, you can implement it directly. It's with Claude, it analyzes your entire business and it tells you exactly what's broken based on the data that it analyzes. So it's that boring and that simple, and nothing beats AI when it comes to analyzing statistics. Nothing in the world. Like even mathematicians cannot beat AI when it comes to analyzing statistics. So this is a sample over here. It analyzed how many views we're getting on Instagram. It analyzed how many people of those views are going to my YouTube. It analyzed how many of those people are becoming newsletter subscribers and how many people are buying our products. And it realized that the biggest broken bridge is the people who are not subscribing from Instagram to YouTube. And it told me to fix this. That's it. Really, like through numbers. So I spent the entire last week on just fixing this one thing. And by fixing this one thing, my business is moving forward. As a CEO, as a company owner, as a business owner, your number one skill is to know what to focus on, to know what to invest your time, your resources, and your energy on. If you don't know those things, you're in for a treat. Trust me. So that's how I'm using AI for performance and productivity. Literally. It analyzes the numbers in my business. It tells me what to focus on. Nothing else. I know a lot of people are using it like reminders, recurring tasks, schedules. Like, in my opinion, if you have too many reminders, too many recurring tasks in your business, there's something fundamentally flawed in the business, not with AI. Like, it should be simple. We live in a world where you can have the most simple, the most boring business, and it works and it's profitable. Cool. So now the second use case for our AIs is content and leads. Now when it comes to content and leads, this is my philosophy, and it works really well because it's so simple. Like, you can't get it wrong. Distribution, which is basically short form content on socials. This is the content that gets discovered and distributed to new people. That's distribution. Demonstration. From the people who see my short form content, how many of them are going to my long form content? By the way, right now I'm giving you one of the best business lessons that like in the world, which is we've analyzed our clients' data. Actually, let me see. I think I have a tracking board that I uploaded for another video. Yeah, this is it. Like, we analyzed all of our tracking data, clients' data, sorry. We know what works, we know what doesn't work based on the data. And we've seen that the clients who get the best results are not the clients who have the best attention on short form. They are the people who have the best attention on long form. And the people who dominate in our world are the people who have a very powerful bridge from people seeing them on Instagram or on TikTok or on whatever short form platform they're using, and going and subscribing to their YouTube or to their Substack, because more time on brand. From there, I want those people to give me money, And when they give me money, my job is to deliver excellent results for those people. So that's my content and media thinking. Like that's how I think about my business. Every single week, my job is to distribute my message and my work, demonstrate my competency, monetize it, and then deliver great results for clients. So this is what we do over here. Oh, actually, let me just draw it up pretty quickly. So this is how it looks like, blah, blah, blah. By the way, as you can see, like here, we're very raw and real. So no fancy edits, no cuts. You just get the most out of me. So fundamentally, for this to happen successfully, we need to understand what is the monetization. If we don't understand what are we getting people to, and we start building an aimless personal brand, it's gonna be really hard to make money out of it. So I start with my offer. The Invisible Edge is only 8 spots. It's very limited. It's my one-on-one work, in-depth levels of work. And from the Invisible Edge, I create long-form, behind-the-scenes YouTube videos, just like this. In my YouTube videos, all that I do is behind-the-scenes breakdowns. I have a philosophy when it comes to content, which is if you're trying to create content, it's going to be really hard to grow your business because you're always in a creator mode. But if you're documenting content, it's much easier. And then the people who buy from you are much more open to your work. I have multiple videos around content. Like I sold a coaching company in 2020 because of how good our content was. And it was simply because of this philosophy. Do good work, share good work. Do good work, share good work. So my entire YouTube breakdown, my entire YouTube channel is literally me showing the work that we're doing in the Invisible Edge. So when people buy the Invisible Edge, they're not gonna be surprised. They're not gonna be like, oh, like I thought I bought something else. I remember one time I bought a program. It was a $10,000 program, coaching program. And I was thrown with in a group with, I think like we had 72 people in the group, and a junior coach was coaching me, and I was watching like some of the most half-assed resources, and this guy on socials is like, I'm one of the best 7-figure businesses, and I'm gonna show you how to build your own 7-figure businesses, and look at how many of my clients have their trophies and have their credentials. And there was this big disconnect between seeing what happens on the front end and then buying. I want to break that disconnect. Like the jokes that you see me, the swearing that you see over here, the mistakes that you see over here are the same that you're going to see with my work. But it's also the same level of systems, the same level of depth of work. So this is why I care so much about the YouTube, and I give it my time and I have fun with it, because I want you to see the real. Nothing really hidden. From the YouTube, so I create a good offer to monetize. From it, I create demonstration YouTube. From the YouTube, I create distribution content, which is proof, stories, ideas, yaps, etc. So from the YouTube, I create reels. Cool? This way, my reels send people towards one thing, which is my YouTube. Rather than, I know a lot of people who create reels and create content aimlessly, completely aimlessly. We don't do that over here. But anyway, now that you understand the media system that I'm running, and let me get a sip of beautiful dark coffee. They call it God's nectar, and I do agree. How am I using AI to help me with it? So, YouTube. Starting off with YouTube, because it's the core piece, the core of the engine. I have a skill that works with me. It asks me questions. It takes my client transcripts. It analyzes my calendar. It analyzes my meetings. And then from it, it gives me multiple pieces of content from my lived experiences, from my lived work. It gives me stories that I could use. It gives me stuff that I could leverage fundamentally. By the way, like, again, with content, if you're spending time building things, it's the biggest and the easiest losing method with content. Content should be a reflection of your lived experiences. I created this skill to help you take your lived experiences, your expertise, your offer, and turn it into ideas for highly converting content. That's one. From there, I use the YouTube scripter. So now that I have the big idea that I want, through every single idea that it gave me, I'm like, I'm gonna choose this one this week. I go and I script it with YouTube. The YouTube scripter asked me multiple questions, and based on my answers, it creates a fully built script. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I just have fun with you, literally like this video, I sit down. And by the way, like over time, when you create multiple YouTube videos, you get very good at this. So you don't really need it, but it is there, and I do use it sometimes. From there, once I have the YouTube scripts and once I have the YouTube video, I created a skill called the carousel builder. The carousel builder is basically, I take the YouTube script, I throw it into the carousel builder, and then the carousel builder takes everything and it creates a carousel that drives people back to my YouTube. This is a fucking cheat code. I can't believe I'm saying this. Man, it took me years to really understand content systems specifically, because a lot of people tell you do this style of content, do that style of content, without really talking about the depth of content systems, like how content really creates leads and money. If you create content without context, it's not going to convert. Here we create a demonstration YouTube video that demonstrates your work. Here we create short form, top of funnel content that drives people to this YouTube video. So it acts like a bridge. I also have something called the repurposing agent, which takes my YouTube video. So that's the fourth thing that I use. It takes the YouTube video and it turns it into multiple reels, just like this one, just like this one, just like this one, that I could go then and promote my YouTube video through insights, through stories, through yaps, through fun stuff. So it's just phenomenal how good this is. It's just phenomenal how good this is. Like I used to spend 2 hours a day creating content. Now, like, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's so good. So those are my content skills. Now, I could build more stuff. I know. But I'm not here to be the Jack the Builder. Like, I'm here to do the things that are most efficient to get my business where it wants to be, or where I want it to be, at least. Cool? From there, let's talk about client success. So, now that I know how to structure my week, and I know how to create content that gets leads, and I'm getting those leads, now I get clients. So how do I do it? Like what do I do with my clients? With my clients, I have something called the client success skill. The client success skill has been trained on all of those. What you see in front of you are all of my intellectual properties, my trainings, my decades of work. Like, I've been in this game for a decade. I've learned and studied from some of the most successful people in the world. And I'm literally like, I'm a compilation of wealth of knowledge when it comes to coaching, consulting, and building systems for businesses. The client game plan tool is trained on all of those. It has all of those together. And what it does is, rather than, like, this is the big problem that I see with coaching. It's like, when you coach and consult people, this is the client, so CL, client. You have a session with him, or they jump on a group call. So let's call it just call. And then After the call, they feel good. They're like, I know what I'm gonna do, and boom. It's like a couple of days later, the dopamine hit just drops, uncertainty settles, and shit starts to happen. Life takes place, etc. What I did with the client success tool is basically after the call happens, I upload the transcript to the AI, and AI develops a profile for each client. So over the weeks of working together and over the month and over the years, it grows with you based on each call we have together. So it gets trained on who you are, your personality, your problems, your pains, everything. And then it creates a custom plan that gets sent back to you after our call, that allows me to keep you accountable on the plan, and that allows you to be very clear on what needs to be done. And if you have team members, you send this plan to your team members so they know what we're doing and what we're working on and what they have to work on. So you don't get confused, you get happy. This is a very creepy happy face. Very creepy, like scary movie level creepy. For us, the client success game plan tool has been, by the way, for anyone who has a solid business and has been in the game for a while, you know that the real success of a business isn't in how much money it makes, it's LTV. It's how long can it keep the clients, okay, and increase their value over time. That's the success of a real business. The client success game plan tool helped us clarify things in ways for clients and for ourselves, and track things like, I have a brain, I'm a human being, I cannot track everything, but AI can. So our LTV even by itself just grew so much. It's beautiful. Which takes us to research and skill. If you're not always studying, working, hiring coaches, hiring consultants, no matter how big your business is, you're really leaving a lot of money on the table and you're missing out. So, when it comes to research and skill, I use Notebook LM. I'm going to give you an example of how I use it. Here you can see the 7 orders of claim, 42 resources. Those 42 resources are from one of my coaches. He's one of the most advanced marketeers in the world. People pay him $5,000 an hour to work with him. A one-on-one engagement is $20,000 a month. So do the math. And I have all of his resources uploaded to this notebook. Whenever I struggle with a problem with my marketing, rather than going to his channel, messaging him, waiting for his reply, calling him, jumping on a call with him, I just come to Notebook LM, I ask it the question that I want to ask it, it answers it perfectly in seconds. So rather than wasting time, I gain time. And my skills develop. With my clients, I tell them to do the same thing. Take my knowledge, take my IP, take our calls and upload all of them to Notebook LM and use it as your second coach, which is me. Some of them do it, which is great. Notebook LM is one of the fastest things that you could ever use to learn. Plus, they have something called a podcast. So imagine that's a podcast. Okay, I'm not gonna really, it looks like a pool, I know, but I don't feel comfortable writing with this thing over here. So it has a podcast version where literally this morning I put my earphones on. Yes, I use wired earphones because I love them. And I went on a walk while listening to lessons from my coach. Shocker. Arnold, why do you get such great results in your business? Because I don't rely on other people to build the things for me. I learn, I improve, I study, I go for walks listening to lessons that I know will help me move forward. That's it. I'm not a magician here. So this is how I use AI for research and skill development, which in my opinion are some of the best things to do in the world. And then the final thing, offers and revenue. This is the bread and butter of the business. Fundamentally, like offers, driving revenue, all of that, this is where it all lives. 1 second, let me get a sip of God's nectar. With offers, we've tested a lot of methodologies. We've tested a lot of principles when it comes to offers. I've even written a book, a 47-page book, diving deep into the psychology of offers. Like that's how nuanced this is. And what we found is that this works the best. This works the best. Core offer, which is the core thing that you sell, the core big picture transformation that you sell. Once you have a core offer, by the way, I'm explaining it to you and then I'm going to walk you through the AI stuff. Once you have a core offer, by the way, this offer should be productized and commoditized at the same time. So the best offers we found are products that people could use without you always being there. But if they need you there, you are there. So it's a mix, it's a hybrid. Very powerful, especially in the consulting and coaching world. With agencies specifically, this is very powerful if you know how to do it. So if you have an agency and, for example, I'm going to throw an example. You have an email marketing agency. Now your service is done for you, so you do things for your clients. But what if with the done for you, which is you doing stuff for your clients and having direct access and support to you, they have access to an AI that is trained on all of your methods. This way, if they have any quick questions about email or campaigns or what's happening, they could ask it rather than asking you. That's what I mean with a productized offer. So you have to create products under the umbrella of what you do. From there, cash campaigns. So a lot of people launch their offers, a post 2, 3, it sells, great, doesn't sell, well, too bad. For us, once we have our core offer, we create a 14-day cash campaign. 14-day cash campaign. Each day has a specific purpose. So one day is a proof, another day is story, another day is case study, another day is plan, another day can be also proof, another day could be philosophy, so PH, another story, metaphors. We like to sell people on your work. People have two brains. They have the logical brain, they have the emotional brain. Within the 14 days of sending emails, we make sure that we hit the logical and the emotional at the same time. Through proof, stories, case studies, so everything to make sure that everything is on track. From there, we have re-offers. Re-offers are basically, let's take this, let's write over here, we have some blank space. So you have your core offer, it's, come on, yep, that's the $sign. It's come on, I'm very bad at writing in this. It's $5,000. You send it to 100 people. And you get 5 people who bought your work. Great, you just made $25,000. What we've personally found is that, yes, we made $25,000, but there's also a big percentage of people who are not really ready yet, but they would like to work with us. but they're not ready to pay high ticket prices. They're not really ready to make big investments. So what we started doing is re-offers. After we close our cash campaigns over here, we started running smaller ticket stuff, which is sometimes $47, which is sometimes $200, or which is sometimes $1,000. So different ticket packages to the 95 people who didn't buy. And rather than here only making $25,000, we found that we can create an increase of at least 20% by doing re-offers. Now imagine every single year you make $100,000. If you made $120,000, would you be sad? No. If you make $1 million, if you made $1,200,000, would you be sad? No. Plus what we found, and this is something that I created an entire video around it, so 1 second. Where is it? Yeah, this is it. If you don't watch all of my videos, you should really binge on those. Here, there's this guy who bought our $47 workshop, and then he bought another product for $150, and then he was like, fuck it, like, I love this guy, I love his work, I'm gonna give him $5,000, and then he gave me $7,000. It's like, the people who buy your lower ticket stuff usually is sent to higher ticket if you set it up right. So this is why we do offers and re-offers, because not only you make more money on the front end, you also make money on the back end. So how am I using AI to do that? With offers and revenue, I created a core offer AI, which is like, for me to build core offers, I told you I have a 47-page book. It's not easy. There's a lot of psychology, there's a lot of experience, there's a lot of trial and error, there's a lot of hard work that goes into building that thing. A lot of hard work that goes into building that thing. The people who tell you like, let me look over your offer and audit it for you for $50. You'll know that there's something wrong with that. So I created an AI trained on years of offer building to just build offers with me. Making it like, rather than taking 2 weeks to build an offer, right now I would say an hour, a healthy hour and a half to build an offer, which is amazing. Same thing for cash campaigns. So rather than creating the entire 14-day sequence manually, I work with AI, it asks me questions, I reply to all of the questions, I upload stories, I give it ideas, and then it gives me an entire 14-day cash campaign that takes people from ignition to conviction to conversion. And then I created an AI that does the re-offer. So it studies my offer, it studies my audience, it studies why people might not have bought the core offer, and then it creates re-offers from this big offer. That's it. And it prices them at 47, 1,000, 100, 200, depends on your core offer and your audience. It's also trained on everything. So rather than me doing it manually, it does it for me. And really, like, this by itself, if someone hires me to do that for their business, manually as Arnold, they want my eyes and ears, I wouldn't charge anything under $15,000 for this. And now I have AI that is trained on every single ounce of my knowledge to do it with me. So stupid simple. So there you have it. We covered every AI use that I am implementing, from productivity to conversions, every single thing. And yeah, if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments down below, and please subscribe and follow, because I'm gonna be dropping more bangers. Bye bye. See you later.